Today's episode of Aquatic Wetline is brought to you by Oasis Aquatics. Find your oasis today. Find your next fish at oasisaquaticsnj.com. Check out Oasis Aquatics on Facebook and Instagram.
Every Friday night.
Hey, can you turn that down?
Never!
Don't try this at home.
Hey, Fish Keepers! Happy Friday! Welcome to Friday Live with Aqua Alex Cardinale. Tonight I have a loaded episode coming your way. Some new segments debut here on Friday Live with Aqua Alex Cardinale. Tonight I debut Saltwater Fish of the Week. I also debut South American Fish of the Week. And I also debut Aqua Alex's Amazing Fish, which is from my personal fish collection. Tonight's saltwater fish will be the Maroon Clownfish. I'll be discussing the banded Leporinus as the South American Fish of the Week. And I'll be showing off my Rotkeil Severum in this week's Amazing Fish. Plus, my featured fish tonight is the Tinfoil Barb. I got a special surprise guest, Peyton from PF Fishing, and a whole lot more. Plus, with Father's Day coming up tomorrow, my topic tonight is going to be on fish keeping gift ideas for fathers. So we have a loaded show coming your way tonight, and I think you're going to enjoy tonight's show. As always, if you have any fish keeping questions you want me to answer, go ahead and post your fish keeping questions down in the comments below. And if you'd like to come on the show and chat tropical fish, feel free to do so. The link to the studio is in the chat here on YouTube. So if you'd like to come on here and chat fish, please click the link in the studio. What fish keeper will pop up tonight? You never know. Last week we had Josh Watts pop up. This week, Josh Watts is going to be our featured fish keeper. All right, let's go ahead and get this show started. We're going to start with a segment that I call Aqua Alex Asks You. And I got a couple of questions that I am asking you. You can post your answers down in the comments below. So here are this week's Aqua Alex Asks You. Post your answers in the chat. What new fish or new aquarium supplies do you want to get? What is your dream aquarium and what would you stick in it? And what fish do you want to keep again that you had before? Those are the questions you can answer. Go ahead and post your answers down in the comments below. I'm going to begin the show by answering these questions myself personally. What new fish would I want to get? I would want to get a jaguar cichlid, a Honduran jaguar cichlid, also known as a Honduran Managuensin. I'd also want to get a new filter, a new Seachem tidal filter. My dream aquarium would be a 12-foot aquarium, and I would have South American fish in there. I would have a group of geophagus, some stingrays, an Oscar, some Severums, true parrot cichlid, and some silver dollars like red hooks and black bars. And what fish do I want to keep again that I had before? I want to get some red hook silver dollars. So those are my answers to those questions. Go ahead and post your answers to these questions right now in the comments. All right, so right now we're going to go ahead and welcome Aqua Alexa to the show. And this week, Aqua Alexa is going to have facts on us for ditherfish. It's time to learn about ditherfish right now, so let Aqua Alexa take it away.
Aqua Alexa here with this week's aquarium facts. This week I am going to educate you on ditherfish and their purpose in the aquarium hobby. I will also discuss target fish and their purpose. So let's get started. The term ditherfish refers to an arbitrary group of aquarium fish, commonly used by aquarists, to help reduce innate timidity and aggression as well as to promote normal social behavior in the other fish housed within the same aquarium. Ditherfish help reduce anxiety of some nervous species of fish by allowing the fearful species to see that it is safe to leave cover and eat the food that has been given to them. Commonly used ditherfish are typical schooling species, such as some Danio, Barb and Tetra species, and are most often used in cichlid tanks. Ditherfish are typically fish that swim around the top of a tank, a behavior that reassures more timid fish that no predators are nearby and are found naturally in the same habitat as the other fish in the aquarium, thereby encouraging them to relax and engage in normal behavior. This technique relies on the ability of cichlids in an aquarium to gauge environmental security by observing the behavior of other fish species. Ditherfish are schooling, mid-water swimming fish that are used to bring hiding fishes out into the open. Smart fish like cichlids use the presence of smaller fish around them to judge the degree of danger around them. The idea is, surely if hundreds of those little tetras are swimming around above me, there must not be any imminent danger. In aquaria, many schooling fish are active and constantly swim from one end of the tank to the other whether there is danger or not. Schooling fish find security in numbers and so, do not dive for cover when danger approaches, so they will keep swimming when you approach the tank. Target fish are not used for the same purpose. They are used to divert the pent-up protective aggression within a mated pair of cichlids from each other or their pair bond may erode. Aggression in cichlids is put on hold only while the pair are in the mood. Having other fish to beat up on has saved the lives of many a female cichlid who is not quite ready for spawning. Aqua. Here are some good species of fish that make great dithers. Tinfoil barbs are great for large aquariums housing aggressive cichlids and monster fish like Oscar cichlids. Bala sharks are another fish great for larger aquariums and aquarium cichlids. Silver dollars, whether they be the common Metanese or redhook or black bar Mylius, are a great addition to just about any aquarium. Tiger barbs and tetras can be used if you're looking for something not large growing. You can also use live bearers such as guppies and mollies, but keep in mind they are likely to get eaten. Alright, those are my aquarium facts this week. Next week I'll have facts on growing fish out. Now back to Aqua Alex.
All right, that was some wonderful aquarium facts on ditherfish. Shout out to my friend from Australia. Josh is watching us. Hey, Josh, how are you? And he kindly answered our questions. Josh says he would love to get all new marine equipment to get a brand new tank up and running. That would be cool. He says he doesn't have a dream tank. He already has it. That's awesome. And he would want to get Blue Zaire Moba Frontosas. The Blue Zaire Moba Frontosas are one of my favorite Frontosas as well. They are a very beautiful fish. All right, so I hope all the fish keepers out there who are dads are planning to have a great weekend. I am actually going to have a pretty good weekend myself. Tomorrow, I'm going to be rehoming my silver arowana. Yes, unfortunately, he kind of outgrew my tank, so he'll be going to a much larger home, and he'll be living in a pond. So he's going to great home. I'm also rehoming one of my female Rotkeil Severums so that my current male can stop being aggressive. And I'm rehoming a few other fish. So this weekend, after I rehome those fish, I'm going to treat myself to a couple of new fish. Definitely a small schooling fish, maybe like a red hook silver dollar, a couple of red hooks, and maybe an oddball fish or some kind of cool cichlid. Maybe I'll find a jaguar cichlid that I'm looking for. So I'll be doing that this weekend. And then I'm also going to be buying my dad a cool fish keeping gift as well. So it's going to be a great weekend for me, even though technically I'm not a father, although I could be considered a beagle father because I have a female beagle named Brandy. So right now it's time for our topic for this week's show. And now we're going to talk about fish keeping gifts for dads who are fish keepers. And this is my opinion for what we should give fish keepers who are dads as gifts. The first gift you can get them is fish food. There are plenty of great fish food companies out there, like Hikari, like New Life Spectrum, like Fluval, like Omega 1. There is a plethora of fish food brands out there that have quality fish food. So make sure you get a good quality fish food. You could also get your dad a gift card to your local fish store or local pet store. That way they can choose out what they want themselves and they can get it. You can also get them fish supplies like a Python water changer or filter pads or filter media for their filters, provided that you know what type of filter they have. You can also buy them water conditioner, or you can simply take your dad to the local fish store or pet store and let him pick out a fish, or let him pick out aquarium supplies that he thinks he needs for his aquarium. That would be a great Father's Day bonding activity for son or daughter, along with a dad that is into tropical fish. So those are fish keeping gift ideas for all the fish keeping fathers out there. So hopefully the fish keeping dads out there will have a great weekend and a great Father's Day this weekend. Josh says I should just get a Doveye cichlid. I like Doveys, maybe. I might consider getting a Doveye. They would be cool too, but I like the Honduras Maniguensons. They're a lot more colorful and beautiful than a Doveye, but a Doveye would be nice too. If I saw a good-sized Doveye and it was healthy, I would consider getting it. But Doveys are way more aggressive than a jaguar cichlid, so that's one thing to consider. All right, so this week we actually have two featured aquarium products, and that is because last week our show was so busy, we didn't have time to do our featured aquarium product. But this week we'll have two featured aquarium products, and we're going to get to our first featured aquarium product right now. So up first, we're going to feature the Seachem tidal filters. Now, when I tell you that these are my absolute favorite filters, that is not an understatement. They really are my favorite filter. I really do like the Seachem tidal filter. And what I like about the Seachem tidal filter is that it has a place for you to plug your heater into. You can plug your heater into the side of the tidal filter, and that'll heat your aquarium without having to put the heater on the glass of your aquarium. Also, the Seachem tidal filter is very simple to use. You simply plug it in and it starts working right away. You don't have to fill it with water, and it has a lot of great media in it. I think, personally speaking, the Seachem tidal filter is my absolute favorite filter, hands down. And I'm going to be getting some for my African cichlid tank, and I'll be getting some for my 125-gallon aquarium behind me. So if you can find yourselves a Seachem tidal filter, I definitely recommend getting them. They're definitely worth the money, and you're going to enjoy you're going to enjoy keeping a Seachem tidal filter because it'll keep your water crystal clear. I think that's why my water is not as clear as I want it to be, is because I don't have the right filtration on it. And with a Seachem tidal filter, you can put a lot of Seachem matrix in the tidal filter, and you'll have pretty good water. Can't go wrong with Seachem products. They know what they're doing. They have a lot of great aquarium products. All right, now we're going to talk about our first featured fish species here on this week's episode. And this week's featured fish species is the Tinfoil Barb, one of my favorite dither fish, and one of my favorite large growing barb is this beautiful Tinfoil Barb. They are very, very cool fish. So here is some information on Tinfoil Barbs. They come from the Mekong and Chao Phraya basins of Thailand, Cambodia, Laos, Vietnam, Sumatra, Borneo, and Malayan Peninsula. The Tinfoil Barb is found in rivers, streams, canals, and ditches. It also enters flooded fields. Its natural habitat is water with a pH range of 6.5 to 7.0, a water hardness of up to 10 DGH, and a temperature range of 72 to 77 degrees Fahrenheit. The Tinfoil Barb is commercially important in the aquarium hobby, as well as commercial aquaculture, subsistent farming, and occasionally as bait. The Tinfoil Barb is a schooling species that prefers to be placed with a number of its own species. It prefers living in water with strong currents, similar to those found in their native streams. It is also recommended that they be kept with fish of similar size or larger. Many unwary buy young Tinfoil Barbs and find out too late how large a Tinfoil Barb can grow. The Tinfoil Barb is often seen in large aquaria as companions to large cichlids, for example, the Oscar cichlid. The Tinfoil Barb is an active, peaceful species that spends most of its time in the mid-level and bottom of the water. It is a greedy eater. It will attempt to fill its mouth with as much food as possible during feedings. In captivity, it will eat almost anything provided to it. And that is this week's featured fish, the gorgeous Tinfoil Barb. Now let's see a video of the Tinfoil Barb and how beautiful they can actually be. Here is a 1-minute video of Tinfoil Barbs in the home aquarium. And those are some beautiful Tinfoil Barbs. All right, now it's time to debut our first new segment. Here is our first of 3 new segments here on Friday Live with Aqua Alex. It's time for our very first saltwater fish of the week. And this week's saltwater fish of the week is the beautiful Maroon Clownfish. The Maroon Clownfish is actually my favorite type of clownfish. I love the Maroon Clown. So here is some information on this week's featured fish for saltwater, and that is the Maroon Clownfish. They are found in the Indo-Pacific from western Indonesia to Taiwan and the Great Barrier Reef. They can grow up to about 6.7 inches. And like all clownfish, it forms a symbiotic mutualism with sea anemones and is unaffected by the stinging tentacles of the host anemone. It is a sequential hermaphrodite with a strict size-based dominance hierarchy. The female is largest, the breeding male is second largest, and the male non-breeders get progressively smaller as the hierarchy descends. The characteristic that defines this genus is the spine on the cheek. The colors of the body and bars vary according to sex and geographic location. Despite the common name maroon clownfish, only some females have a maroon body color with a range of color to dark brown. Juveniles and males are bright red-orange. The fish has 3 body bars, which may be white, gray, or yellow. Where the female bars are gray, they can be switched rapidly to white if the fish is provoked. The significant color variations for the maroon clown are related to sex and geographic location. Male and juvenile fish are bright red-orange, which darkens on the fish changing to female, ranging from maroon to dark brown. The body bars of the female are narrower, and the body bars reportedly all but disappear in older females. At least 3 geographic variations in the color of females are found, with fish from Australia retaining white body bars. In the central Malawi archipelago, the head bar tends towards a dull yellow or gold stripe, with the other 2 body bars being gray. In Sumatra and Andaman Islands, all 3 body bars are gold for both male and female, and the female body color can range from a dull maroon to a dark brown. And that is the beautiful maroon clownfish, our featured saltwater fish of the week. My favorite maroon clownfish is the gold striped maroon clown. And here is a video showing you how beautiful the gold striped maroon clownfish can be. A very beautiful saltwater fish. You have to love the maroon clownfish. All right, it's time for Flashback Friday. What fish keeping video are we going to relive of mine? So this week's Flashback Friday, we're going back to 2016 when I had a 120-gallon saltwater display tank. You're going to see my fish being aggressive when I did a water change. Check out this week's Flashback Friday. Aggressive fish during a water change. The Picasso and the Emperor and the grouper don't like that python, so they're attacking it. Look at the colors on the Picasso trigger. Very beautiful fish. I grabbed the camera a little bit too late because they were nipping at it, but I'm glad I got my camera. I'm doing my weekly water change. And next time, I gotta get it on camera. This emperor angel likes to bite my fingers when I take all the debris out. And you can see the
Picasso nipping at the tube there. I haven't fed them today, so they're probably a little hungry, but I'll feed them tonight once I put some new water in and let it sit in. I gotta catch all those mussels out without getting bit either. Now where's the yellow belly? Oh, I didn't tell you guys, I added my blonde naso to the tank the other day. He's doing pretty good. My healthiest tank that I've ever had. The panther grouper looks stunning. There's the naso. Eating well. He's eating lettuce, nori, and other food that's in there. The emperor was going after him for a little while, but all the aggression has subsided. So if I do add anything else to this tank, it'll be a Scopus tang, a sailfin tang, and maybe a Tamini tang, but I'm not sure if I'm going to add anything more. I'm actually kind of happy with the way it is. So now I think my focus is going to turn to a freshwater tank, because I'm kind of missing it a little bit. Somewhere in here is my $125 fish. He's hiding. He's the yellow belly dog face. I don't know where he went. But my foxes are always out. You see the water's crystal clear, and that's because I change my filters weekly, and I do weekly water changes, and I make sure that the water levels are on fire, which means on point. Which means, if you don't know what I'm saying, good. Alright guys, thank you for watching. So here is the tank just minutes after the water change, and as you can see I added a big green plant. I actually like fake plants in a saltwater tank, but I know how some people feel about it. But here is my Picasso trigger. He definitely has a lot of personality. Checking out the new plant. Here's one of my 3 fox faces. My brother's rectangular trigger. My manila puffer. The panther grouper. The emperor angel. And the yellow belly dog face is relaxing. He's hiding. And there's another fox. So the tank looks good after a water change. Oh, and by the way, I'm pretty sure you can see my reflection. So let's go Yankees. There's the blonde naso. I'm actually loving this tank. I think this is one of the best tanks I've ever had. Alright guys, take care. Thank you for watching.
What an awesome Flashback Friday that was. That was a gorgeous 120-gallon saltwater aquarium, and I got to tell you, I miss my Emperor Angel and my Picasso trigger that I had in that 120, but eventually one day I will get a saltwater aquarium up and running again. That was a beautiful video. So next week, what will our Flashback Friday be? Well, we'll find out on next week's episode. Right now, it's time to debut our second new segment, and it's time for Aqua Alex's Awesome Fish. Every week on Aqua Alex's Awesome Fish, I'm going to feature my own personal fish collection. I'm going to show you fish from my current collection and from my past collection each and every Friday. So this week, we are showing fish from my current collection, and I'm going to be showing you a Rotkeil Severum. Up on the screen is an image of what a Rotkeil Severum looks like. A Rotkeil Severum is basically a Heros officinatus that has a cherry red head. They are very beautiful. Anyway, enjoy my personal Rotkeil Severums that I have in the 125 behind me. But after tomorrow, I'll just have the male Rotkeil Severum, and the male Rotkeil Severum is beautiful. Here are my awesome fish for this week, the Rotkeil Severum.
Look at that intense red on this Rotkeil Severum. Very beautiful fish. They are indeed an awesome fish.
Those are my gorgeous Rotkeil Severums. They are definitely an awesome fish. I love my Rotkeil Severums, and I love my male Rotkeil Severum. Well, tomorrow it's Saturday, and that means it's time for Saturday Live with Alex Cardinale. And tomorrow we have an action-packed show coming your way to celebrate Father's Day weekend. On the next Saturday Live, it's time to celebrate fathers. The next Saturday Live with Alex Cardinale will be Father's Saturday Live, and it takes place Saturday, June 15th, 2024, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. The animal of the world will be the chimpanzee. The Oasis Aquatics featured fish will be the red-tailed giant gourami. Aqua Alex's featured fish will be the fire eel and the panther grouper. The local South Florida featured business will be AMF Bowling in Boynton Beach. Alex will have facts on Fenway Park and Instagram. WWE fan Alex Cardinale will be on hand as he'll review and recap WWE Clash at the Castle 2024. And Alex will discuss Father's Day activities, WWE dads who are wrestlers, and he'll answer the question, would he want to be a father? All that and more live on Father's Saturday Live Saturday, June 15th, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. And that's going to be an awesome episode of Saturday Live tomorrow night. My buddy Jeff is watching us on my Facebook group. Yep, we like fish keeping. And he has a very good point that I want to bring up. Jeff says he was at his local fish store today, and they want $16.99, so they want $17 for a tiny baby Mabuna cichlid. And Mabunas are African cichlid. I believe it. I believe it because prices have gone up tremendously because of the economy and inflation. It is horrific how much fish are costing now. It's bad. Hopefully the prices will come down soon, but that's a lot of money for a baby Mbuna. Here in South Florida, they're like $5 or $6, and you usually get like a buy 5, get 1 free special. But me personally, I like peacocks and haps and frontosas over the mabunas. But there is one mabuna that I probably would consider keeping and like, and that is the yellow-tailed A.C.E. The yellow-tailed A.C.E. is a pretty cool mabuna cichlid. All right, 2 weeks from tomorrow, it's another historic Saturday. 2 weeks from tomorrow, it's going to be the 100th episode of Saturday Live, possibly featuring a Oasis Aquatics unboxing, a Oasis Aquatics store tour, plus awesome special guests. Here is what you can look forward to 2 weeks from tomorrow on the 100th episode of Saturday Live.
Alex Cardinale invites you to the 100th episode of Saturday Live with Alex Cardinale. The 100th Saturday Live with Alex Cardinale airs Saturday, June 29, 2024 at a special start time of 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. It's going to be a party and lots of fun to celebrate 100 episodes of Saturday Live. 100th Saturday Live is being sponsored by Oasis Aquatics, and there will be an Oasis Aquatics giveaway. One fish keeper will walk away with a special prize. There will also be an Oasis Aquatics store tour. Aqua Alex welcomes 2 fish keepers to the party as special guests. Jeremy Lady and Brandon King will chat fish keeping with Aqua Alex on 100th Saturday Live. Plus, special cameo appearances. Chef Alex will be on hand to make homemade red velvet cake perfect for 4th of July festivities. All that and more. 100 Saturday Live airs Saturday, June 29, 2024 at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific on YouTube channel The Real Alex Cardinale.
I can't wait for the 100th episode of Saturday Live. And Jeff says that local fish store wants $40 a piece for fancy goldfish. Wow, that is a ridiculous price. Hopefully those fancy goldfish are a decent size. I do have to say my all-time favorite fancy goldfish is the red cap Aranda goldfish. The red cap Aranda goldfish is very, very beautiful. Kind of looks like Santa Claus. It's a white fish with a cherry red head. Very, very beautiful. So if you ever get into fancy goldfish, I consider keeping a red cap Aranda. And maybe when I have multiple fish tanks in my fish room one day, I'll have a tank dedicated to red cap Aranda goldfish. All right. Right now, it is time for our special guest for this week. This week, our special guest is another blast from the past, and it's from my interview that I did with fellow YouTuber Peyton from PF Fishing, YouTube channel PF Fishing. He's a great guy, another young aquarium hobbyist. He likes to go fishing, and he likes tropical fish. But next Friday on Friday Live, we're going to have our very first live special guest. We'll get more on that later on in the show. But right now, here is this week's special guest, Peyton from PF Fishing, in an old interview I did right around COVID, I believe.
How you doing? Doing well.
I'm doing great. I'm happy to have you on the show. I'm happy that you were able to take time aside and be on my show today.
Yep. I'm glad as well. Glad to be on the show as well, yeah.
Awesome. So how about we begin by having you tell us about your YouTube channel?
Yeah, so my channel basically is just, overall, it's just a fish keeping channel with some fishing videos mixed in here and there. I've got a pretty wide assortment of different types of fish. I've got a couple different kinds of cichlids, some oddballs, some guppies, endlers, catfish. I've got a flower horn, and I just recently got a pretty big fish, a peacock bass, to go into my big exotic pond. So yeah, I've got quite the collection.
That's awesome. Yeah, I saw your peacock bass. He's pretty cool.
Yeah, he's pretty big. He's I think right around 17, maybe 18 inches or so. I haven't gotten him to start eating yet, but he's only been in the pond for a couple of days. So, it takes those guys a little bit longer than other fish to, really settle into a new pond or, whatever before they start really eating and getting the groove here of everything,
You also have some pretty cool electric blue Jack Dempseys that are awesome looking as well.
Yeah, those are some pretty cool fish. I've had those for I think probably about a year and a half now or something like that, and I got them when they were itty bitty, and they were they've been a pretty peaceful and not a very hard fish to keep. Honestly, they're a lot more expensive than a regular Jack Dempsey, but they're nowhere near as aggressive as a traditional Jack Dempsey is, and definitely have a lot more color in them. They've just been really, really slow growing, but I just recently moved into my peacock cichlid tank, and they're doing really, really good in there with the African cichlids.
Awesome. So why would you recommend people to check out your YouTube channel?
What would I recommend they check out, or why?
Yeah, why would you recommend people to check out your YouTube channel?
I don't know. Maybe just to see my point of view of the hobby, see what I've got. I feel like every hobbyist does their thing in a different way than others, not only as far as like what kind of fish they keep, but, as far as like the setups and, just everything that they do to, make it a hobby.
I agree with that statement. You have a really wonderful YouTube channel, and I hope all of our listeners check it out, and we'll talk more about your YouTube channel as we go. So how did you get into the fish hobby?
It's kind of interesting. I've been doing it for, I think, around 8 or so years now, something like that. But I didn't really start getting really serious into it until about probably 4 or 5 years ago. But, I think it was probably my grandma. She actually had, I think it was like a 30-gallon or something like that. This was a really long time ago when I was a lot younger. And I remember always looking at it, and there were so many. She had nothing but guppies in there. There were so many guppies in there that it was just mind-blowing. Like, I was just amazed at how many were in that tank. They just would all the time breed, and it was just packed full of them. So I think it was that, really just seeing that, and then seeing other people's tanks and stuff like that, and, going to pet stores and seeing all the different kinds of fish. I think that just really interested me, compared to, other things out there,
That's cool. I was born in the fish hobby, so I had no choice but to be a fish keeper.
Okay, yeah.
So what do you enjoy the most about fish keeping?
I don't know. Just experimenting, keeping different types of fish, I guess. I've always been really big into cichlids, not just African cichlids or not just South American cichlids, but, just keeping a variety of different kinds of fish, like, oddball fish or something that really amazed me. Like, I've got a couple different oddballs that I have would be like a flagtail. I've got a Leporinus. There's something else I've got that would qualify as an oddball. But yeah, those are definitely a group of fish that definitely interest me. The flagtail in particular, I've had one now for about 6 or 7 months now, and I'm actually watching him right now. I'm out here in the fish room. He is very, very energetic and really cool fish, really interesting fish, and just a unique fish as well, because he's a lot different than any other, tetra or barb that might kind of look like him. He kind of looks like a tinfoil barb, but in reality, he is completely different. And it's been quite the challenge trying to get him to eat different foods and stuff. I mean, when I find something that he likes, I try to feed him that a lot, because it like I said, it's really difficult to find something that he can that he will actually eat, because they're not very carnivorous. They won't really eat pellets and stuff like that. They're more of a plant eater than anything. So he's a pretty cool fish I've got.
I agree with you on the flagtails. They're interesting fish. Back when I had freshwater, I used to always have a flagtail in my aquarium. They're a gorgeous algae eater, perhaps the best algae eater in freshwater.
Yeah, they are a really good algae eater. Yeah, I do agree with that.
Leporinus are pretty cool, too. They're great in cichlid tanks.
Yep, that's exactly where I've got mine. I've got mine in my peacock cichlid tank with the 2 Jack Dempseys. He's a pretty wild fish. It's pretty cool. He'll be swimming around with them, up there schooling with them and all that, and then all of a sudden he'll just get pissed off about something and then just chase one of them off out of nowhere. So yeah, he's pretty cool, and they get really big too. They get pretty dang big. I think probably 12 inches or so. Mine's only, I think, probably 4 or so right now, so he's definitely got a lot more growing to do, but he's definitely grown a good amount since I've first gotten him.
He goes great in your pond when he gets to his adult size.
Yeah. Him and the flagtail, actually.
That would be pretty cool. So have you ever kept a fish that's similar to flagtails and Leporinus called silver dollars?
Yeah. I actually used to have a pretty darn big red hook silver dollar. I had him for about 2 years or so, and I got him up to about full grown size. He was a massive fish. He was a cool fish too. Plant eater though. Any plants I'd put in there. I actually had angelfish in the tank with him, and I wanted to put some plants in there. And any plants I put in there, once he got a little hungry, he would go and just rip them out of the sand and just eat them to shreds.
Oh, that's cool. Silver dollars are one of my favorite freshwater fish.
Yeah, they're cool. They're cool to, they're one of those fish, like the flagtail and the Leporinus that isn't very aggressive but gets really big, and it's a cool fish that you can mix in with other big aggressive fish, and it's just cool to have something different in there, because, I'll see some people how they'll have, big monster fish tanks, and they'll have like a school of probably 4 or 5 silver dollars in there, and it's just cool to see something else in there besides big fish that don't do a whole lot of moving, and the silver dollars are pretty well schooling up and moving around the tank all the time.
I agree with you on that. So I know that you currently work at a local fish store. That's pretty amazing. What is it like to work at a fish store?
It's something I've always wanted to do. I've been there for about a year or so now, almost a year. And it's a fish store that I used to go to when I was a lot younger, when I was first starting to get into the hobby. My grandma actually took me and my friend there. We were actually going to this event, and she wanted me to look at this fish store because when I was really getting into keeping fish, I was probably 9 or 10 years old. And we go in there, and I remember asking the owner, his name is Gordon, and I remember he had some koi angels up in a tank, and I said, "How much are the koi angel?" And I think he said maybe $20 or something like that. And it was at that.
So that was our special guest for this week, A Blast from the Past. The interview was from 2020, and it's available on my YouTube channel, The Real Alex Cardinale. I've also interviewed Peyton on video a couple of times, and maybe here in the future on Friday Live, we'll catch up once again, currently with Peyton from PF Fishing YouTube channel. But next week is going to be a great week for Friday Live. Next week, we have our very first live current special guest. Here's some more info on that. Get ready for next week's episode.
Excited to announce Friday Live with Aqua Alex will have its first official guest interview on Friday, June 21st, 2024. Our special guest will be Jesse, a.k.a. Fish YouTuber Salient Aquatics. What will Jesse and Aqua Alex discuss? Don't miss it, live Friday, June 21st, 2024 at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, right here on Friday Live with Aqua Alex.
That's going to be a fun interview for sure. All right now it is time for the Oasis Aquatics featured fish. I wonder what fish I'm going to feature this week.
So my name is Tom. I started fish keeping when my grandfather dug a fish tank out of the attic when I was about 5 years old.
So my name's Matt. I'm part of Oasis Aquatics. Been doing this for a long time. Started when I was about 7 years old. 22 years of doing this business.
I'm 29 years old now. I never stopped. There wasn't a day in between where I did not think about fish keeping.
I was doing a vet tech job for many years. Eventually I stopped that because this is my passion in my life.
Matt and I have known each other far too long, as many friendships should be.
And you're like, you know what? We need a fish store. There's no fish stores around here. So we had to make it easy access for everyone, to have many varieties from the little small stuff for everyone to the monster fish keeper people.
No matter what it is that you're looking to do, we can provide it for you.
So this week's featured fish from the Oasis Aquatics stock list is a African cichlid. It is a peacock that is known as the flame tail peacock cichlid. So this week's featured fish available right now on the Oasis Aquatics stock list is the flame tail peacock cichlid. And it's a truly stunning peacock cichlid. Males develop a metallic blue color on their face and along their back down to their tail. Their body eventually develops a strong orange color that starts at the gills and goes down to their tail. Males will get to be about 7 inches in length, and females will be a little bit smaller. These cichlids make a great choice for the beginner cichlid keeper and are appealing enough to the advanced aquarist as well. They are also fairly peaceful, making good inhabitants for the African cichlid display tank, and will readily breed. They are an omnivore, and they will eat mostly meaty foods, but they will also eat plants in your aquarium, so be very careful not to have plants in there. They will take frozen and freeze-dried Daphnia and brine shrimp, and make sure not to feed beef heart or tubifex or bloodworms to peacocks, haps, or mbunas, because it can cause a disease called Malawi bloat, and you definitely don't want Malawi bloat. So if you're looking for a beautiful peacock cichlid to add to your peacock and hap aquarium, check out OasisAquaticsNJ.com and get some flame tail peacocks. That is definitely one of the peacock species I will be getting when I have an African take up and running. Definitely some flame tail peacocks. Here is a video showing you how beautiful the flame tail peacocks can actually be. Very beautiful fish. You gotta love the flame tail peacock cichlid. All right, right now it is time for our final featured aquarium product of the week. And our final featured aquarium product is the Aqueon Quietflow filter. The Aqueon Quietflow filter is my second favorite hang on the back filter. I'm a big fan of hang on the back filters because they're easy to maintain. They're easy to clean, and the filter media and the filter pads are relatively affordable. That's why I'm a huge fan of the hang on the back filter. For example, for my Fluval FX6 filter that I have, it cost me around $200 to clean each and every time. It's a pretty expensive filter cleaning, but it cost me around $20 to clean the hang on the back filter. So I will be happy to save $180 just using hang on the back filters. But they are very, very cool. The Aqueon filter is my second favorite. I prefer the Seachem tidal filter, but just like the Seachem tidal, the Aqueon filter will start by itself. All you got to do is put all the parts together, assemble it, put it on the back of your aquarium, and plug it in, and you'll have your aquarium water running with the Aqueon filter. But there are some drawbacks to this filter. It's definitely one of the cheaper filters out there. So the parts are like plastic. A lot of the parts break, and sometimes the motor stops running. So that's why the Aqueon filter is my second favorite behind the Seachem Tidal, but still a pretty good filter on a budget. You can't go wrong with the Aqueon power filter. All right. If there's any fish keeping questions from any of our live viewers, please feel free to post them in the comments below, and I will definitely answer your fish keeping questions. And if you want to come on the show and chat tropical fish, please click the link in the YouTube chat, which is right there, the StreamYard link. I'll post it one more time in case anyone wants to come up here and chat tropical fish, maybe show off your aquarium, and maybe have some fun with good old Aqua Alex. The link is in the chat, and I just posted it again if you want to come up here. So we've got a great show so far. We've got a few more segments to go on this week's Friday Live with Aqua Alex. All right. Now it's time for the debut of our final news segment. And because you guys know how much I love my South American fish. So this week's featured South American fish is the banded Leporinus, a very cool predatory charasin from the Amazon River. So Leporinus fasciatus, a tropical freshwater species native to the rivers and flooded forests of South America. Its range is all over the Amazon basin. So basically Brazil, Colombia, Venezuela, Peru, etc. Leporinus fasciatus has been recorded to reach 12 inches in length, although individuals reach maturity at around 6 inches. It's a yellow fish with black stripes, and they frequently also exhibit orange markings on the head and tail fin. There is some variation in coloration with a bright yellow or beige body and transparent fins. They have 8 to 12 vertical bands on the body, and females may be distinguished from males in that adult females are larger. The Leporinus is omnivorous. Its diet compromises vegetable matter, as well as other fish, worms, and crustaceans. So that is this week's South American Fish of the Week. And here is a video showing you what the banded Leporinus looks like. The banded Leporinus is definitely a beautiful fish. So here is a video of the banded Leporinus. And that was this week's South American Fish of the Week. All right. Oh, come on, my computer's acting up again. Sorry about that. There we go. It should work now. All right, so it's been an incredible episode of Friday Live with Aqua Alex. Next week, we have an incredible episode of Friday Live coming your way. Here is what to expect on next week's Friday Live. The next Friday Live with Aqua Alex Cardinale is going to be another loaded show. Live Friday, June 21st, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. We welcome our very first live guest. Our guest will be Jessie from YouTube channel Salient Aquatics. What will Aqua Alex and Jesse have to discuss? Next week, Aqua Alex's amazing fish will be the Tiger Oscar cichlid. The South American fish of the week will be the spotted silver dollar. The saltwater fish of the week will be the fox-faced rabbitfish. Aqua Alex's featured fish will be the Salvini cichlid. Aqua Alexa will have tips for growing fish out, and so much more. Live Friday, June 21st, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, right here on YouTube channel, The Real Alex Cardinale. You're not going to want to miss next week's show. That's right. Next week on Friday Live, we have Jesse from Salient Aquatics and a whole lot of other great information and great segments coming your way next Friday on Friday Live with Aqua Alex. But right now, it's time for this week's featured fish keeper. And this week, we are featuring my friend from Australia, my friend from Down Under. And now we're going to show you some fish from fish keeper Josh Watts. And Josh has some incredible fish. He's got some beautiful African cichlids, some beautiful saltwater fish, and a beautiful Oscar. Here are some of Josh's amazing aquariums. So up first, here is Josh's 6-foot African cichlid display tank. I see a Venustus in there. I see some blue dolphin cichlids. I see a large silver dollar, which is very cool. I see some Frontosa in there. Actually, I think that Venus is actually a Livistoni, so I might be mistaken there. But it's got some beautiful African cichlids here. A Livistoni, Frontosa, a yellow lab, blue dolphins, and an OB peacock and an OB mbuna in there. Very, very cool. Now, Josh has some beautiful Frontosa. These are Kigma Frontosa, and they are very, very colorful and very, very beautiful. You got to love his Frontosa. They are definitely awesome looking. Here's his other Frontosa. This is a very gorgeous fish. I love Frontosa. You definitely cannot go wrong with Frontosa. And finally, he's got a very beautiful albino red Oscar. Very, very colorful. This Oscar is also known as a chili red Oscar. Very, very beautiful. So thank you, Josh, for showing off your fish and letting me show off your fish here on my program Friday Live with Aqua Alex, who will be next week's featured fish keeper. Well, you got to tune in to find out next week. And as always, I'm going to close out this show with a special message. It's time for Aqua Alex's aquarium message to all the aquarium keepers out there. So, my first message is always use a strong water conditioner this time of year. Why? Well, because this time of year, especially in southern Florida, the water companies are putting more and more chemicals into the water. And some of those chemicals can be absolutely lethal and fatal to your fish. So make sure you're using strong amounts of water conditioner this summer and this time of year. So I really recommend Seachem Prime. Seachem Prime should be the only water conditioner you use because it's really the best out there. But whatever water conditioner you use, make sure you use extra amounts of it this time of year. Also, this time of year, more and more fish species are becoming available because in the summer, a lot of fish species are collected and they become more available in the nice time of year, like this time of year right now. And finally, I hope all my fish keeping fathers out there have a happy and healthy Father's Day weekend. That is Aqua Alex's aquarium message to all the wonderful fish keepers out there. Well, fish keepers, I want to thank you for watching this week's episode of Friday Live. I can't wait to see you next Friday when I welcome Jesse from Seachem Aquatics to the show, our very first live guest. I'm Aqua Alex, and I approve this episode of Friday Live with Aqua Alex. Happy fish keeping and have a great weekend, everyone.
Excited to announce Friday Live with Aqua Alex will have its first official guest interview on Friday, June 21st, 2024. Our special guest will be Jesse, a.k.a. Fish YouTuber Salient Aquatics. What will Jesse and Aqua Alex discuss? Don't miss it, live Friday, June 21st, 2024 at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, right here on Friday Live with Aqua Alex.
Thank you very much for watching this livestream of the Real Alex Cardinale YouTube channel. I hope you enjoyed the show. I want to thank you all for your patronage for the last 10 years. It's going to be incredible riding into the future with more awesome live streams and videos. Aqua Alex Cardinale, Chef Alex Cardinale, WWE fan Alex Cardinale, Detective Alex Cardinale, and the Real Alex Cardinale would like to thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed this live stream, please smash that like button. If you are new to my YouTube channel, please hit that subscribe button and become a legendary viewer and a legendary Cardinale. Check out the Real Alex Cardinale on social media. Facebook Alex Cardinale, American Alex. Instagram instagram.com/Alex Cardinale 93. Fish keepers, please join our amazing Facebook fish keeping group Aquarium Obsession. Check out and support Oasis Aquatics, our amazing supporter since July of 2023. www.oasisaquaticsnj.com. Follow Oasis Aquatics on Facebook and Instagram. Have a good night and thanks for watching. Stay legendary.